Hey everyone, just wanted to do a quick video here comparing a pretty big change actually. So here's a client of mine, Jeremy, good player, single digit handicapper, hits the ball nice, decent speeds. He makes it functional, but at the end of the day, it kind of limits the potential for improvement as we try to keep improving more and more. So the video on the left is kind of the original video where we started the day. Video on the right is where we're kind of working towards as we enter the off season. So golf being rotational, a lot of people can benefit from rotating more in their golf swing. So video on the left here with Jeremy, I'm going to play it for you guys first in normal speed. You can see like he still hits push draws. It's still very functional, but it's limited. So you can see here, backswing's okay. But you can see as he starts the downswing, hands pull down, very steep to start the downswing. You can see at P5, left arm parallel shaft is super steep here. And then he's forced to late shallow as he approaches the ball into late shallow. He tilts back and stands up. So he doesn't rotate very much at the ball here at all. And you guys are going to see if that's where his butt is to start the backswing, to start setup. He leaves it a bit because he's forced to tilt back in trend later in the downswing. He actually does a decent job, all things considered, of how steep he is in the early in the downswing. Typically, people early extend even more than that, but he seems to do a pretty good job of not early extending, helping him go too much. But again, he's not rotating very well. It's not a very playable pattern when if you want to hit the driver far and predictable. So video on the right here is where we're kind of moving towards now. You can see a way different transition here. Backswing's good. Shaft shallows way more in transition. Arm stay back. He keeps the arm depth at P5. Left arm parallel shaft is much shallower. So if we compare P5s at left arm parallel, yeah, let's just compare right. Yeah, that's pretty close there. So at that spot, just around P5, you can see Jeremy's pretty steep there on the left versus much shallower on the right. So as we continue into the ball, you can see at impact, he is not very rotated. You can barely see his left butt cheek, his back of the left leg. You can't see the back of his left back. Chest is facing the ball, not very rotated. Video on the right, as you approach impact, you can see shallows way more. You can see left butt cheek, left calf, back of his left back, and you can see he's also more maintaining his inclination, maintaining his posture through the ball. He's very crooked here, where he's kind of hunched back here, which is a very typical look for players who early extend. Versus video on the right, he has maintained his inclination very, very well. Other things to note, you can see when he starts his transition, his arms work back a bit. He keeps the arm depth. So at P5, his hands are still behind his shoulders versus with him on the left, when he starts the transition, arms and hands work out and in towards the ball. His hands are already in line with his shoulders at P5 versus he's kept his depth on the right. As we continue, you can also see at shaft parallel in the downswing around P6 on the right. Right arm still slightly bent, which is great. Shaft and club right slightly behind his hands on the right, which we love. Means he's maintaining his leverage really well, maintaining the structure of the slightly bent right arm in impact. If you go to P6 for Jeremy, hard to see P6 because he's standing up so much. His club gets thrown out to the right a bit towards the ball. Right arm is already straightening quite a bit. And then into impact, his right arm is straight, as you can see, versus on the right, Jeremy's right arm is still obviously slightly bent at impact, which we want. Most good ball strikers who rotate well in the downswing will have a slightly bent right arm for a righty, so your trail arm is slightly folded. So how do we get here? The cue for Jeremy was to make him torque his right foot clockwise, and that will push his butt back in transition as he lets his right leg regain flex. You can see his right leg regaining flex early in the downswing as the left leg gets out of the way. Tons of rotation. Butt stays back really well. You can see butt's there at setup. Makes his backswing. And then as he makes his downswing, butt stays back in the downswing really well as he rotates out of the way. Love that. Video on the right, you can see his right heel lifting up very earlier in the downswing because he's not torquing the ground. That we don't want. The torquing of the ground not only helps you get rotation, it helps you grip the ground hard to help to combine with a vertical so that you react back up and let the push-up propel the arms and hands and club through the ball. One's a power source, two, it helps you maintain inclination because you're using the relationship of the right foot torquing the ground to push your butt back, and that will help you maintain inclination into the ball with your upper body versus with Jeremy, he's very stood up. So if you're someone who is looking to improve your rotation in the downswing to help maintain inclination, not early extend, not hump to go, this is a great video to look at where I will look at how you torque your trail foot to start the downswing and see where that goes. See if torquing the trail foot more will help you push your butt back, will help you maintain inclination more, to help you rotate more. And to do that, I will look at that cardboard drill video I have on my YouTube channel where I think it's titled How the Feet Start the Downswing. That teaches you how to torque your foot in the right direction, your trail foot in the right direction to start the downswing, and which will be the catalyst for all these positive changes. So I'll play these videos for you guys one more time. You can see it's very, very different, very steep, very hands pulling, very early extended in the video on the left. Still hits decent shots. And then a video on the right, way different, great structure, a nice loop and rotate, really, really good on the right here. So really different. I think a lot of people can benefit from moving into the direction of where the right swing is going versus staying where the left swing is in the long run, in the big picture, if you're serious about improving and taking your ball striking to the next level. So hope that helps. Any questions, leave it in the comments below, and we'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching, everybody.